All right, y'all. Welcome to Addicted to Astrology. Why do I keep saying that? Welcome to Gidalyfe Astrology. I'm just like, I don't know. I got a lot going on as usual, and I just become very forgetful. I don't know if it's all the knowledge I've been getting in. I've even forgotten to put the RX sign because I can't find my stickers on Chiron. I just wanted to give y'all a close up of this. I'm letting my phone charge. Totally forgot to charge it, and it was like on 10 when I decided to start recording. But we are now in the Sagittarius moon. The Scorpio moon ended on today at 17:17. If you have military time, that was 5:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now we're in the Sagittarius moon. But just to discuss when the moon was in Scorpio real quick. It's close. um I don't even know where the camera is looking at me, but I overly emotional. Even though I have a Capricorn moon, I'm a Scorpio sun. The Scorpio moon means it's in its fall. We talked about that last week. And when something is in its fall, it tends to have to catch itself. I'm not even being a good camera person right now. I want to start over, but I'm going to keep on going. So, anyway, we're just talking briefly about this Scorpio moon that happened over the weekend. Um, what I want to say is that I got overly emotional and irate. So did my daughter, who was an Aries moon. I talk about our moons all the time. I have a Capricorn moon, but when the Scorpio moon happens, or when the Aries moon happens, or even like the Pisces moon or the Cancer moon, it makes us overly emotional, me and her. And we got into a big argument yesterday. I don't normally call the police, but I didn't want us to kill each other. It was that bad, y'all. And she, I think, is staying with her friend right now. So moving on to this Sagittarius moon now, I feel that Sagittarius means Pisces. It automatically, however, is squared with Jupiter in Pisces. I'm sorry, not squared. Yeah, it did, because those are the mutable signs: Jupiter in Pisces and Sagittarius, Gemini and Virgo, mutable signs. So the moon squared Jupiter. However, even though those are both kind of a positive moon and a positive planet, um, it's still kind of tough because Jupiter's in retrograde. It's getting ready to be in Aquarius in another week. It's like the party's over. It's like, your emotions can be as positive as they want. You can still live life, graciously for another week, but the party's getting ready to end. I had to switch because I was tired of holding this thing. I took it out of its case because the case wasn't standing up right, so you could see the whole thing. But anyway, let's stick to here, and maybe I'll come back on the phone and we can see the whole thing. Maybe I'll just give you snapshots of the chart, the current chart. So let's start on Monday, July the 19th. We're going to the 25th, which is this Sunday. Always a lot popping off. I'm not going to know what I'm going to name this until I name it. So hope it's a great name. Monday, we just moved out of the moon in Scorpio, like I just told y'all. It was in Sag by 17:17, which is 5:17 p.m. today. The moon squared Venus. The moon in Scorpio squared Venus in Leo before it moved into Sagittarius. What does that mean? Moon in Scorpio, like I said, is a moody moon. It's a dark, secret, investigative, overly emotional, demanding. It's all things Scorpio in an emotional, overly emotional way. And Venus, the moon. Okay, let me remind you, the moon in Scorpio is fall, and then Venus, in Leo is good. However, Venus moves in to Virgo this week too, so Venus is getting ready to move into her fall. But moody moon. Venus is about your wants, desires with finances, love, and beauty. And because the moon is moody, your wants and desires go unfulfilled, especially after they're getting ready to leave the party sign of Leo. And this is, let me say this as a disclaimer, real quick. We give different scenarios as astrologers. It's not going to be one size fits all. I learned that from Brasha and from Achut. Brasha is a Libra, balancing relationships. Achut Baba is a Cancer. His birthday is actually today, I believe. So happy birthday, Achut Baba. These are astrologers I study from off of YouTube, as well as I go on their websites. Me and my son actually started trying to build a website today too, for me. Long story going back to this story. It's time to think of how you're going to really achieve your wants and desires, especially as Venus moves into Virgo, especially as you overly are thinking things with the Scorpio moon earlier today. Now that the moon is in Sag, let's put that in the past, because yesterday was off the chain. It was good in the daytime, and then in the evening it was. But that was yesterday because the moon was fully in Scorpio yesterday. Today, earlier, it was in this void, which means it doesn't really have too many effects anymore. The moon in Sagittarius, again, is a positive moon. It is about, you maybe setting your last travel goals, taking a travel, going somewhere far away just to take a load off. But it's also about changing your beliefs or recognizing your beliefs, not getting you overly emotional about your beliefs. And then when it's squaring, necessary conflict, when it's squaring, and I made a square sign too. And I'll show this at the right time. Not right now. Actually, no, let me show it right now because we're not talking about too many squares later. Today was full of squares. The moon in Scorpio squared Venus in Leo, and then the moon in Sagittarius, once it moved this afternoon, this evening, it squared Jupiter. So if you can see squares, and I'll just take a picture of this and post it up on the side. Squares are conflict needed to resolve something, okay? Only the modes square. So we have we have elements, which is fire sign, earth sign, water sign, and air sign, right? Those are the elements. And each element is placed in another group called modes. Modes square each other. Okay, the elements don't square each other. The opposition signs don't square each other. It has to be about the modes. When you hear me saying square, you know it's about conflict needed to resolve something that has to happen, conflict that has to happen, and you know it's only between the modes. What are the modes? Cardinal signs, and each mode has 4. It's 3 modes. The cardinal mode signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The fixed mode signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. And the mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Okay, so we're now talking about the moon in Sag squaring Jupiter retrograde in Pisces because the mutable signs are squaring. Earlier this morning, it was the fixed sign squaring. So there's a whole lot of conflict with a whole lot of squares with the fixed sign and oppositions, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. But what's being exaggerated? Because Sagittarius sometimes it expands something and then it can exaggerate something in the conflict that is going on with this square. I said the party's ending because Jupiter's getting ready to go back into Aquarius. And now it's time to address the conflict. Once it gets back into Aquarius, it's going to be a whole nother vibe. It's going to be like the beginning of 2021, when even the end of 2020, when Jupiter went into Aquarius on 12/21/20 with Saturn. You all remember that? The Great Conjunction? We're going to start feeling like the winter already early. But don't fret, because Leo season is going to still light things up. All right, Tuesday, the moon in Sagittarius is going to sextile. Sextile, really briefly, is good. So the only things that are tough are squares and oppositions. I don't even know what my sextile sign is. Sextile looks like a star with all those, different points going. I'll give you a sextile meme right here. But sextiles are basically compatible signs. So water and air signs. Water and earth signs and air and fire signs are compatible signs. So the moon in Sagittarius is compatible to Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius in retrograde. So this is still the moon checking its beliefs, with Saturn being that reality check, right? So the moon is dissolving some of its beliefs. You know, Sagittarius has to do with beliefs, philosophy, travel, positivity, expansion, higher learning, all kinds of those things. And then, not only that, the moon is conjuncting the South Node in uh, Sagittarius too. Conjunction means blend. So if the moon is having these emotions about what it needs to focus on with its beliefs and traveling to different lands and learning how to lighten your load when you travel, then it's conjuncting the South Node. The South Node has to deal with your past experiences, your karma, the things you've already gone over and you need to release. And being in Sagittarius, there's a lot of beliefs we need to release with that South Node. Then it is sextiling Saturn in retrograde, which is like reality saying, yep, it's time to rethink some things. It's time to think like from back in December 2020 to May when Jupiter went into Pisces and left Aquarius. It's time to think about what we were switching up as far as our beliefs and our travels and our higher learning expectations and all those kind of things. Some of us were like, okay, school's never going to go back. Let me make a decision on what to do next with school. Some of us are like, how am I going to get out of school? You know, not us, but the children or the parents trying to take care of these situations with school. Some of us were not able to go anywhere if we went somewhere, it was a whole bunch of stuff. And then all of a sudden summer hit, and then Jupiter being in Pisces, we all got to travel, we got to have fun, we got to be social again, especially with Gemini season. And then now everything is about to change back to what it is. Retrograde means lessons. We got lessons to learn, y'all. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, the moon at 28 degrees will trine. Trines deal with quick, fast energy between the elements only. The elements are water signs, air signs, earth signs, fire signs. If you don't know which element you are, fire is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Earth is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Air is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Water is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, in that order. All right, so trine between the moon at 28 degrees and Venus at 29 degrees and Mars at 25 degrees. So the moon is at the end of Sagittarius where it's void, so it's not really as potent, but it's still giving quick supportive energy to Mars and Venus, which are in the ending part, not the master level, but master level has to deal with the cardinal decan, the last decan of cardinal signs. But these are all Mars and Venus are in Leo, so they're in that last decan, like the moon in Sagittarius is, because it's getting ready on Wednesday to go into Capricorn. But this trine is going to be like, how do you want to travel with Venus? You know, where do you desire to go? Where, what love are you looking forward to have? What can you do to lighten this load? What actions can you take with Mars to build up to where you want to go? What school you want to go to? What do you want to do about schooling? What do you want to do about your beliefs and religion? All kinds of things. Sagittarius, all things Sagittarius with the moon in Sagittarius. Then the moon goes into Capricorn. Not sure about the time. I'm sure it's probably about late evening, like it was with. Well, it's either in the early morning, the wee hours of the morning, or it's in the middle of the early evening, like it was today. The moon goes into Capricorn, and things get serious again. Y'all know Capricorn is my moon. I was listening to, quick story, I was listening to Bracha Goldsmith, I always listen to. And I listen to her simply just to get in a better mood to do these things. And she was saying when she does her astrology videos, she wants to reach all the elements, because fire elements really like people that are lit, that are about a party, about positive things like Sagittarius, or about leadership things, or egotistical kind of things, or either that's Aries, or either all things about them, that's Leo. This light shining on them. And then we have the earth signs that are serious, and they want to know about serious things only, and what has to do with about getting this money and material things and work. That's what the earth signs want to know about. So she's basically saying each element she has to put into her videos. And I learned a lot with this, and I'm going to try to start implementing what she taught me today. But she was saying that with earth signs, be serious. With fire signs, be upbeat. With air signs, give a lot of information, because air signs like a lot of information and like to talk about it. Okay. And then the water signs like to go deep with it and want to feel everything, which I totally agree. And because I evenly have all these signs, especially earth, not earth, everything but earth. The only thing I have in earth is the moon, but that's a really great, that's one of my big three. So even though I only have one placement in earth sign, it's a really big placement. All right, back to the Capricorn moon. I went all the way around the barn because I have a Capricorn moon. So we're still on Wednesday. The moon goes into Capricorn and things get serious again. Venus also goes into Virgo and things get serious with her too, because these earth signs are about serious. Virgo is about health. Virgo is about structure. Well, not as much as Capricorn is about structure, but Virgo is about perfection. Virgo is about putting things in order. And Venus doesn't really desire to do all that. Again, Venus is in her fall in Virgo. She's not very comfortable there. She does not want to be judged all day, like Virgos tend to have that characteristic. When Venus goes into Virgo, she starts at 0 degrees. She'll immediately oppose. Opposition is just like a square. Opposition means there's some conflict that needs to be resolved, or something this needs to balance out. You see, this is just like a balance. They need to balance out. Okay. Its opposition sign, Virgo's opposition sign is Pisces. So Jupiter's in 0 degrees of Pisces at 14 minutes on Wednesday, which means in retrograde we have 14 minutes of universal time. That is Wednesday, the 21st, and by the 28th, next Wednesday, Jupiter in Pisces retrograde will be back in Jupiter in Aquarius retrograde. So things are getting serious. Jupiter retrograde at 0 degrees in Pisces. Anything at 0 degrees or 29 degrees at the beginning of the sign and at the end of the sign is a significant degree, basically, because 29 is mastery, 0 is the beginning and the introduction. And it's like, okay, we're at this point, even though we're in retrograde, we're at this point where we can just do our last little bit of whatever we're dreaming about, whatever goals we have as far as our spirituality, all things Pisces, whatever you are detaching from, whatever you are ending, closing out. Pisces is the last sign. So we're at the 0 degree of Pisces with Jupiter. So whatever you're trying to expand on, do it this week because you only have 1 week left. And with Venus opposing it, it's like, don't overthink what you need to do and what you desire. And even sometimes what you desire might not even exist or be possible to reach. You can dream big all day. This Venus and Virgo is going to be like, I'll give you what you desire, but you're not going to like it. Anyway, Thursday, July 22nd, the sun goes into Leo. Oh, and when the sun goes into Leo, Happy birthday to Cam White, who I definitely study from as well, especially for the weekly horoscopes, because I like how he sets it up. So, yes, I do set it up kind of like him and Molly McCord. Cam White birthday is on the first day of Leo. So, happy birthday to Cam White. Check out his astrology channel too. Check out all the people that I recommend, please. All right, Venus on Thursday will oppose Jupiter all day long still because um, Jupiter is moving slow for those last 14 minutes in 0 degrees. And this is a realization with this opposition that is not going to be a good realization. It's going to be a tough one. You know, oppositions bring struggles that you got to push through. And even though Sun rhymes with fun and Sun rules Leo, is a Leo texting me right now. The Sun rules Leo. Sun rhymes with fun. Leos are definitely fun. And I don't know how to turn off. Maybe I need to X out Facebook on here. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here I am. All right. This is indeed needed energy with the Leo Sun, with the Sun moving into Leo. It's about to be Leo season on Thursday. And yes, we are in our last day and a half. 1 day and 3 hours. Because it is Monday at 10 p.m. So, long story short, what I want to say about the Sun moving into Leo is that things are going to still look up. Things are definitely going to still be lit. However, I mean, even Taurus season was lit with the Uranus and Taurus. I'm sorry, with the Saturn square Uranus in Taurus, the Saturn and Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus transit that's happening all year long. And we just had the second square of the year in June. So we're still in it. And all the fixed signs. I mean, this is between Aquarius and Taurus, but the Leos and Scorpios are definitely feeling it too, especially in our season. Okay. So the Sun has been in this opposition with Saturn and Aquarius all year long, the Sun and Leo people. Okay. The Sun and Scorpio people have been in opposition with Uranus and Taurus all year long, and Uranus and Taurus is a fall too. Uranus and Scorpio. Now, I have a Sun in Scorpio, I have Venus in Scorpio, and I have Uranus and Scorpio on my chart. Okay. And Uranus and Scorpio is an exaltation. So everybody with Uranus and Scorpio, we're the people that are rebellious. We about our unique selves. We're not about the old structure of things. We want the new. Okay, always. And we don't care about anybody's feelings about it. And with the Sun and Scorpio people that are born that are Scorpios, right? All of us have been having this opposition with Uranus and Taurus. Even though Uranus and Taurus is a fall, it's still big change with everything Taurus. Let's bounce back though. We're talking about Leo people. So Sun and Leo opposing, its opposition sign is Aquarius, right? The Sun and Leo opposing Saturn and Aquarius for the next 2 years, because Saturn moved in Aquarius on 12/21/2020, and it won't move to Pisces until, I believe, 2023, early 2023. And now that's in retrograde, it's even more of a struggle. We're talking about Leo season is going to be probably the last lit season. Then Virgo season about health. Virgo season about health. What y'all think I'm going to say? Virgo season is about health, which means Saturn squaring Uranus is going to bring back a lot of stuff about these mandates and lockdowns, these new findings and Delta variants, these hidden or not reported on people dying from the jab. But I also made it up in my mind from listening to Bracha today that there will be no more fear mongering or even debating about the jabbed or the unjabbed. at least for me, because I'm the great debater. That my Uranus in Scorpio is off the chain. My moon in Capricorn is off the chain. My sun in Scorpio is off the chain. And my Lilith in Gemini in the 8th house is off the chain. If y'all know birth charts, if you want to know birth charts, that's why I act the way I do. And I'm not, yes, I am putting everything on birth charts because birth charts is about you personally. And I'm talking about mine personally. I'm not going to hold back. It's in me to not hold back. It's in me to give out this information. It's in me to tie astrology, which is real, to truths, which are real. And the truth is, a lot of these transits are the reasons everything is going haywire. And I try to compare certain things. For example, I talked about the Scorpio moon yesterday with me and my daughter. We had a heated debate in the chat that I'm in of people that want to take action and people who don't want to let anybody know what their action is because somebody might sabotage it. Both are valid points, just like the debates I got into with people about the jab and the unjabbed on TikTok today. Not even today. All week long, I've been debating this under one person's post, and you know how one person's post becomes so popular that they find your comment and they gotta say something about it. The they meaning perfect strangers. So I made it up in my mind because I'm tired of having 3 to 4 day debates about jab and unjab, and people saying things like, "We're gonna not care about those people that get unjabbed, and when they die." And in my unjabbed mind, I'm thinking, I don't care about you when you die from the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? The jab. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, the Saturn and Uranus square that's happening all year long can only get stronger until it finally weakens out, and Saturn will come back through Aquarius. Uranus will still be in Taurus for a while too, but they won't be squaring, I think, after 2023. Actually, after 2022, because they'll be so far apart they won't matter anymore. But I mean, yo, it's going to be tough, and a lot of it is going to deal with the stuff we've already dealt with, and they're going to bring it back up. But Uranus in Taurus being about security, a lot of people are looking for other ways to be secure, unique ways. That's what Uranus is about. People want the new. People know the new is out there, and they want Saturn, the restricting planet, to stop restricting them from it. Med beds. POTUS, the real POTUS, said in his last CPAP speech that hospitals are about to be obsolete. I mean, all kinds of corporations, agencies, government agencies, private agencies, corporations, banks, shut down in the next few months. And real POTUS said that. I think he would know. Let me get back on topic, y'all. All right. The Sun in Leo opposing Saturn in Aquarius on Thursday. This is illumination, the sun shining light on the charisma of Leo, the ego of Leo, the leadership of Leo, and the popularity of Leo, the celebrity of Leo, shining all the light on that, but opposing the serious, mature, responsible, restricting, structuring Saturn now. The message that I have been repeating all day to everyone, especially to myself, that Bracha gave me also with this Sun and Leo opposing Saturn and Aquarius, is that if we allow ourselves to have our own perspectives and opinions, if I allow the jabbed to be jabbed and not care about debating with them about being jabbed, I expect them to allow me to be unjabbed and not get me in a debate about being unjabbed. And that is how the old and new world can exist together. Even though eventually the new world will elevate and grow, the old world is not going to go out with a fight. All right. There's no winning, but there is gaining confidence with this opposition. So Aquarius also has to do with social groups. Aquarius is also a very mature sign. It's after Capricorn. So Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius is like separating yourself from some groups that you just don't fit in anymore. Um, it's also joining groups that you do fit in. So every Monday, I join a Zoom with an Aquarius man who gives intel on things going on. He checks and makes sure that we have supplies and things for our house and families because the new world is going to be a tough to come upon without the old world giving a fight. So yeah, be prepared always. Have emergency food kits and all kinds of things on hand. And he does this every Monday. And I feel like what a perfect transit is happening right now for the information that I got today from his Zoom. So shout out to Kimani Brave Horse and Demita and Noni and everybody else who was on that call. Um, but yeah, also the moon opposes Mercury on Thursday, which and the moon's still in Sagittarius, and Mercury's in I'm sorry, moon is in Capricorn on Thursday, and Mercury is in Cancer, so that's another opposition. But this is like the moon in Capricorn is giving those structured, serious messages to Mercury in Cancer, who is protecting the home with whatever information messages. It's messenger to messenger. The moon is a messenger as well. The word is that there's life on the moon in real life. And so there's a message from the moon, especially in Capricorn. It's very serious, especially with it being almost at the full moon that happens on Friday. Friday, July 23rd, second day of Leo season. The moon is in void in the beginning in Capricorn, but it's conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So this is like waiting for the change. Pluto has to do with transformation. In Capricorn, we're waiting to see what it's going to transform with these corporations and governments because the moon is in void and it's really no more messages to give. It's just waiting. It's actually waiting for the full moon that happens in the wee hours of Saturday morning, Friday night. So the moon will conjoin Saturn, square Uranus, and that is when the moon is in Aquarius. So the moon in Aquarius will conjoin Saturn. The full moon, Ashe, 10:10. The full moon in Aquarius will join, conjoin Saturn retrograde, squaring Uranus in Taurus, if that makes sense. I said Ashe, I'm recording. Um, this is make a decision on yourself, for your own self. The moon in Aquarius, the full moon Aquarius is telling you that there is a whole new world out there where you can really make new decisions. You can really be responsible with the new decisions you make. Okay. And Saturn in Aquarius and those blended energies, the moon is detached when it's in Aquarius. It's not serious at all. It's not overly emotional. It's detaching. And then conjunct Saturn in Aquarius and retrograde, we're detaching from those structures, from that restriction. If you want structures, have structures. If you want freedom, have freedom. Don't worry about who says you should have structure. That's none of their business. They don't know you. They don't know what you need for yourself. I know nobody out here judging me knows me, and I don't know you. All I really care about is me, and I don't care how selfish that is. My Uranus and Taurus opposing, my Uranus and Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus all year long is saying, look, Uranus and Taurus is going to get with the program. Us Uranus and Scorpio people, we already know that this is a good plan. And y'all going to readjust the security of not only the United States, but the world. You're going to readjust the people, readjust the money, the government, all the things that have been restricting us all our lives. The new world is here, and Saturn's got to get with it. And Saturn in Aquarius too is also saying the same thing. Saturn is comfortable. Saturn doesn't always like to want to restrict you. Saturn does not always want to restrict you. It just wants you to learn your lesson. And some of us need to learn that we wanted to be free all our lives, and it's time to be free now. I'm getting emotional. All right, so take the responsibility, but also expect the unexpected with Uranus, especially with this square. Expect the unexpected. I mean, every day, if it's not in the news, it's online somewhere because it's not in the news. Because the news wants to keep it in that Neptune and Pisces energy. It wants to keep it in an illusion. We're not talking about Neptune right now as a kid. We are going to talk about it in a little bit. Saturday, I had to read my notes because I wrote this last night. I had to double take. Saturday continued starts off with me discovering from Molly McCord, that jabs were created with Saturn square Uranus. They were created during a Saturn square Uranus transit. I don't know what date it was, but she said that, with Saturn being a lot about corporations and governments and large agencies, banks and stuff, and Uranus being about freedom from all that, why would they not try to throw something at you every time you want to be free from certain structures? You want to be free to think that, oh, G-boy of Minnesota was a real situation, and once you get some information about it not really being a real situation, they throw his face up on the wall as if that's something beneficial for the rest of us. And it's not, and that's why the universe sent down that strike of lightning to take it down. That's Uranus. The New World said, nah, buddy, he ain't coming with us. He's not even real. The situation wasn't even real. Lit that tail up on that wall. Done. Let's see if they build it back up for y'all. It's like they didn't give y'all no law, but they gave. Anyway. You're going to take risk and expect changes, but you don't know what. So, that's why I said, if the jab want to take that risk, take that risk. Unjab don't want to take that risk. We don't have to take that risk. We don't know what's going to happen on either side. We don't know. I know there's a few characteristics in these transits that are known for things to happen. I just don't know what specifically those things that happen. I can give you the characteristics of each planet with each sign, with not the modes, but the aspects, like oppositions and squares and stuff. But I don't know exactly what it's going to be. So expect the unexpected always. Sunday, July 25th, the moon in Aquarius, the full moon, is conjuncting Jupiter. Don't forget, when you have the full moon, also, y'all, to fill up a glass of water, put it in the sunlight, charge your crystals under the sunlight. Charge your crystals and your moon water under the moonlight so you can have moon water. I drank all my moon water from the full moon in Capricorn, and I'm getting ready to prepare those new glasses. I do like 5 glasses because I put some in my plants, I put some in my diffusion, and I drink the rest. If I had a bathtub, I have a shower. I put it in my bathtub too. You can clean with it, put it in your cleaning bottles and spray. Mix a little stuff with it. Moonlight charges, it gives you the energy of whatever the characteristics of that moon is. And I definitely want the detachment. With the Aquarius moon. Sunday, July 25th, the moon conjuncts Jupiter in retrograde this is when it's 14 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. 14 minutes on Sunday. Jupiter in retrograde is 0 degrees and 14 minutes of Pisces. We're almost in Aquarius. Actually, it's 3 more days after Sunday. Sunday the 25th will be in Aquarius. Jupiter will be in Aquarius on the 28th. The moon also moves into Pisces later that day. I'm sorry, the moon is in a Pisces when it conjuncts Jupiter. Yes. Because as soon as the moon moves into Pisces, it'll be at 0 degrees, and Jupiter is at 0 degrees to Pisces. Then the moon will oppose Venus in Virgo. That's still at 0 degrees on Sunday. And Mercury will oppose Pluto still. Mercury is in Cancer still at the last few degrees before it goes into Leo. And Pluto is in 26 degrees retrograde of Capricorn. So that's the opposition there. This is like wrapping up everything. All these Pisces energy with the moon in Pisces and Jupiter in Pisces, that's endings. The moon opposing Venus and Virgo, that's like ending their little um, being emotional about, because the moon in Pisces is emotional too. Being emotional about, Venus being in Virgo. Like, she does not want to do this judging thing, but it's something she has to, or even organize, not judging, but organizing, perfecting. She doesn't really want to be perfect. She just wants to do what she wants, right? That's what Venus is about, her wants. And now she has to deal with this. It's like just wrapping up everything. And then Mercury in Cancer wrapping up because it's in the final decan, in its final degrees with Pluto in retrograde. So that's just like communicating, but learning how to transform your communication as well. All right. Next week, I'm on time this week, yay. Even though this video, hopefully, I probably can't edit this video. It'll be out tomorrow, y'all. But next week, Jupiter is back in Aquarius, like I said. This may bring a lot of deceit, more deceit. Not deceit because, well, yeah. Jupiter is highly spiritual and wants to stay positive. And in Aquarius, it's that ever-changing, unexpected energy. So it is going to be a lot of scams. It is going to be more division. It is going to probably bring back masks or some kind of mandates. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be something, y'all. I don't think it's going to be right away, though, because that Leo energy is going to be like, we want party and we don't care about your restrictions. Let's see how this goes. Mars in Leo is going to oppose Jupiter in Aquarius. This is extreme ego because Mars and Leo still, that's I have that placement too. This is my Mars return. I have a couple more days with that too. But Mars is in its last degrees too because Jupiter in Aquarius now is going to start at the 29th degree and go back in retrograde. This is like extreme ego. Jupiter is expanding that ego. Jupiter in Aquarius is expanding that rebellion. And then Mars is taking action on it. So, next week is looking lit too. Mars enters Virgo also next week. And then this is like OCD energy because Mars is the action taking planet. Virgo has to deal with perfection, all that stuff we've already talked about. OCD energy, y'all. But at least we'll be more organized. That's the positive part. Mercury Cazimi is coming up. We talked about that briefly before in Gemini season. So there's another Mercury Cazimi coming up. Venus will also square Uranus. That'll be interesting too. All things Virgo, like I said, lead to health issues. Hopefully it won't lead to health issues, but hopefully I'll be wrong about that. And it'll lead to health, growth in information about our health. Hopefully people will not have health issues, but they'll have health information coming in. So that's with the Mercury Cazimi. But similar to early 2021, fall and winter are looking tough. But on the opposite side of that, especially in 2022, at the tail end of the winter, the tail end of the winter should be a lot better. All right, y'all. I am TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many. Zakia, enlightening every day. I still have the other half of the episode about the ruling planets and signs, the ruling planets that rule the signs. I've done half of it. It'll be coming up probably by midweek. Had to get this out first, though. This is Gidalyfe Astrology. Gidalyfe Astrology means growing into divine adults, loving yourself forever. Thank you for subscribing, viewing, commenting, liking, being here, supporting me in any kind of way. Leos, you have $5 off your birth charts. They're $50. I have my email in the comment section. In the description section. Or you can leave a message in the comment section. I'll get back at you. Birth charts are super important for Leos, I think, this time, especially because of the opposition with Saturn in Aquarius, just like I just talked about. So hit me up, Leos. All right, y'all. And Leos, make it lit, please, because this is like our last hayride until next year. Make it lit, please, y'all. I'm here for it. Shout out to Imani, who's got a birthday coming up. I was in Atlanta with her, partying early for the Leos. Shout out to Justin, who has a birthday in Leo season. Who else? L. Crystals. Oh, Miss Boone, who is another astrologer I follow. She's a Leo. Shout out to her. Um, that's about it. I gotta think. It's a long list of Leos. All right, y'all. Oh, Black, the Leo who texted me while I was on here. Shout out to you, Leos. Anything that ends in O except Virgo. It's like I love my Virgo. Peace, y'all. My bad. I'm sitting here talking about Leos, and I left out my cat, who will be one on August the 13th. She's exactly 1 year old. She's 8 years and 1 month younger than Zane in human life. But yes, my lovely cat Minty, who has an attitude always. She better get lit for Leo season. All right, Mint. I'm gonna leave you alone. Had to shout you out though. Love you, Minty.